Judgment. Judgment lives in a wounded heart. It is a projection of our own insecurities and lack of unconditional worthiness, creating an illusion of superiority that makes us think we have the right to evaluate another human being and their life choices. That is exactly that. You think that you have the right to sit and evaluate the life of your ex-partner or the life of your parents or other people. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate your own life. Find your own soul, the way to your own soul. It is not on you to judge others, to evaluate others, to put labels on them. Are they narcissists? Do they have borderline? Are they psychopaths? Why would you care? Ask yourself, why do you allow them in your life? If you really think that they're pigs and narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths and they're borderline and everything, and you've diagnosed them and you've read all the books about them, ask yourself, why do I allow this energy in my life? What is it within me that I allow this nonsense? That I've attracted it, that I've accepted it, do you know what I mean? There's still judgment that lives in your heart. It lives in the wounded heart. It's a projection from insecurities, lack of enjoyment, and creating an illusion of superiority that we can judge others. Judgment often comes with denial and conditioning. Oh my God. Key two things for this collective: denial and conditioning. Watch the previous part so it makes sense. I am sorry, this part starts brutally, but it's true. You're in denial and you're bound by conditioning. Incapable of objective self-reflection, we prefer to point fingers towards behaviors and qualities we see in others, denying that it is because we fear them, we don't understand them, or sometimes subconsciously even desire them. It's not this case for free, but it may be. It may even be. Because sometimes we look at others and we judge them, the audacity that they do what they want, and maybe you cannot do that. This is always that judgment is. We don't understand someone. Right? When we heal, we start to see ourselves in another. Didn't I say that? We develop enough humbleness to accept that it is not for us to judge people, regardless if their path is linked with ours or not. We much prefer to focus on ourselves, our own growth, and our own path. You guys, could I lay this out for you any clearer? What your spirit team, the universe, wants you to focus on next year. Find your way back to your own soul, to your own being, to your own authentic frequency. Remove the confusion that we've discussed this and stop focusing on other people. Stop diagnosing other people, judging other people, who they are, even if they're horrible people. It is not for you. It is none of our business who other people are. If every person on the face of the planet, think about this. We're so quick we want to change the world, right? We want to change the world. We want to help others. We want to be activists. We want to point fingers to those that are evil and make people realize that they're evil. If every single person sat down, went through a shadow work journey, looked into themselves and found the best version, that beam of your spirit within, removing all those filters and projections that we talked about, world would be a better place. You want to make this world a better place? Change yourself. Because you have no influence of whether this person is going to change or not. Ergo, it is not on you to judge them and their journey. And I often say this for, I have a couple of ladies that come on session, a lot of this aggression towards their exes and so on and so forth. It's constantly saying that they're going to get their karma, that they believe in justice. It's like this vengeance, right? I'm going to feel better if you're going to get it, right? Again, what do we say? It means that you have zero divine feminine and zero compassion, because it defies the whole purpose of divine feminine, right? So they sit on sessions and they talk about all these things, and I say to them, sometimes on a journey of lifetimes, it happens that you have such an important lesson to learn that you couldn't learn in past lifetimes, that there's a soul that volunteers to cause you harm and to be the deliverer of that karma. And part of that karmic contract is that they will not collect karma from that. They won't. because they're doing you a favor, whether you understand it or not. On a level of a soul right now, you may not understand even what this lady is talking about. She's crazy because you're sitting on a level of your ego, but on the level of a soul, you understand. The soul volunteered. Sometimes there are people who are, from an outside observer, they seem like they're pure evil, right? Those horrible narcissists, right? But they are those souls. Let's go. I'm going to be the deliverer of a karma of many people. And they're not collecting karma for themselves. It's a sacrifice of a soul. It's a life that for them is sort of a taken outside of that. It's a rare thing to happen, but it happens. More than you think. So when you sit this in this judgment energy, judging your ex and saying that he's going to get it and that he's going to one day, it's going to all come back to him. It might not. It might not. And you will never find peace, which was your second card, that you seek for peace. You wanted peace, remember, in the first part that we did. If you're constantly looking towards another person, it should be none of your business. You should wish them well. You should wish them happiness. I know it's hard. No one's saying. Someone recently, left a comment in underneath one of my videos, and it happens every now and then, that what I say, it's not that easy, I don't understand. Again, it's a separation. You think that I don't understand? You don't know me. How the F do you know, or do I understand? Right? And it's an illusion of separation. It means that you're stuck on your ego mind, thinking that nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows the sorrow. Why? How do collectives work? Because there's gazillions of people that went through same. And true spiritual teachers that actually activated the divine feminine compassion, right? We understand. We've been through it all because we remember our lifetimes. Do you really think that I haven't went through what you went through? I went through 700 lifetimes. And I've had to remember and heal most traumatic of those. It's an illusion of separation. It's what did it say? It's there was something about superiority here in this card. You think that no one suffered what you suffered, so no one will understand. There's a reason I started talking about this, but I forgot. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Yeah. What am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you? There's stubbornness in this collective, to this collective. Okay, we have Ace of Swords. They wanting you to change your mindset. They wanting you to get out of your mind. They wanting you to connect to your soul that sits in the center of that ego mind. You're not seeing things clearly. You have the capacity, and we all do, to become her, to become the Empress, to become the divine feminine, to find goodness in your heart, to find that authentic self within you. But you haven't taken the right road so far. That's why they want to course correct you. And I was hearing with this number 3 is very important for this collective. So don't make this fit March. So whatever that is. 33 again, 3rd of the 1st, March. You have a broken heart. And I feel that there's this, again, watch the previous part, this distorted masculine that's making you think that admitting to this is going to be weakness. But I will tell you one thing. No matter what your ex-partner did to you, if you don't admit that there was a day that you loved this person, that you chose this person and they broke your heart, and if you don't put in an effort to heal that heart, you will always stay in confusion and in denial. Always. Always. There is no other way. We have to heal our heart. Remember, you wanted that vulnerability, true love, soulmate love. You won't find it if your heart is locked, and your heart won't open if it's not healed. It cannot. And we have 7. Didn't we have another 7 before? I'll have to check. We have 7 of Swords, and that's on top of the Judgment. This is a card of denial, of deception, of just operating the sneakiness as well, bypassing. I'm hearing it's like you want a better life. You think that you're learning because you're learning your past partner, but learning your karmic lesson isn't understanding your past partner, it's understanding yourself. Why the hell did I choose this? Why the hell did I accept this? What attracted me in the first place? What were think about, what were the really, be honest with yourself, escape this denial. What were the true reasons that you chose this person? What did you want when you were starting that relationship? What were you seeking? Because you made some mistakes, it had to happen. But closing a karmic contract doesn't happen through understanding your ex. It happens through understanding you, the version of you that chose them. What else do we need to focus on? Nourish your energy. Womb worship. It's that sacred. Oof. Oh, I'm getting like chills. You would have a lot of nourish your energy and clear your energy, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if there is something very negative about your energy. Like you would have, I keep going back and forth. It may be one of these things or it may be both. I think that this collective, you will have that one ex that really caused you so much pain, so much trauma, so much, right? But it will go back to a father wound, whether you want to accept it or not. I don't care what you think, it will go back to father wound. No woman who doesn't have a father wound, no woman who has a divine father, okay? I promise you this. No woman who has a true divine father and divine parents, healthy masculine energy around her, will ever choose a partner that will cause her harm. You guys, this deck is quite thick, right? You have 3 cards that go back towards energy, and in the center of this you have womb. So you have nourish your energy, clear your energy, and healing energy, energy healing. You have to learn. I would really send you to someone who reads energy. So either you gravitate more towards someone like myself who reads energy, and then someone who clears energy, who will teach you about energy, Reiki, shaman, whatever that is. There would be a lot of gunk around your sacral, around your womb, cords that were never dissolved. Negative cords that came from your past partner or partners even. You have to learn how to clear that. We clear that through solitude, celibacy, heart healing. I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news. You cannot just go on, people think that they can go on a one shamanic healing session. Us healers, we hold space for you. We emit the frequency of a healed state. We teach you things, but you have to heal yourself. Going to a Reiki healer, the most powerful one on planet Earth you could find, or the most powerful shaman, they will help you. But if you haven't learned your lessons, they won't be able to dissolve these cords for you, right? So if you come, this is why my Sacral Cleanse program, right? Within that program, there's a shamanic session where we sit down, we look into your womb, we look into your sacral, into your cords, and we dissolve them. And we cut them, whatever can and need to be cut. But if you haven't healed, if you haven't learned your lesson, if you haven't pointed that finger, removing confusion and judgment, pointing the finger towards yourself and fully understood through shadow work, why did you choose that partners, those cords will grow back. The only cords that we can, in energy healing, us energy, like people who work with energy, right, shaman, Reiki, the only cords that we can cut and they won't come back, They're going to be those simple everyday chords that we create with our neighbors. We had a discussion with someone, right? It's like it's a daily sort of energy cleanse routine. But the really strong chords from a very strong contract, soul contracts, they cannot just be cut on session, because what cuts them, and I don't care what anyone says, and I've done so much content about this on my Soul Ties playlist, I believe you can find that. The only thing that could permanently cut them is learning a lesson, is closing that karmic contract. No one can close a karma. No shaman and sorcerer can close your karmic contract for you. If someone said to you that they can, they're charlatans and they want your money. Don't believe that. No, the most powerful sorcerer cannot do that for you. They can assist, they can cut it. They can cut it in a moment that the lesson's already been learned. Because sometimes we do the healing, we learn, we point finger towards ourselves, but some chords energy, if someone is still like trying to find their way, then they can cut it. But if you have done zero self-reflection, zero healing, they will cut it momentarily, but they will grow back, because the contract has not been closed, and contract can only be closed by learning your lesson. Learning your lesson and letting go. If that doesn't happen on a level of you, no shaman, no sorcerer, no Reiki, no one will help you, okay? We just assist in that process. We assist, we guide you, we show you, we do the final polishing touches, or we open certain gates for you energetically, but you have to go through. This is why we say that we hold space. We hold that space for healing, but you are in that space doing your healing. Right? You need to learn to nourish your energy. And with that nourish your energy, I was also hearing, remember we said that you have a lot of people around you, but none of these people for most part are soulmates or deep, vulnerable relationships. People who are truly healed and who are truly found their center, their authenticity, we don't have a lot of people around us, because you're not going to have dozens of soulmates in that lifetime. You're going to have few, because we don't settle and we don't want anything below that. We don't engage in those kind of relationships. People we talk to on an everyday basis are soulmates. They're partners, true soul connections. You have to nourish your energy, respect your energy a little bit more. Be more mindful who you allow in your energy, especially in your womb. Especially in your womb. And I always say this, if you haven't properly let go of your past cords, past wounds, if you haven't healed your heart, cleanse your energy, cleanse your womb from past partners, and you're already connecting to someone new, sleeping with someone new, you are putting that energy on them. You are transmitting that energy to them, which is creating negative karma for you. Because they don't deserve this. They didn't ask for it. They don't care about your psychopathic, what you're calling your psychopathic acts. Why are you putting this energy on them? Through sacral energy exchange, we exchange cords, we exchange energy. Go deeper. Go deeper. That's the guidance for the next year for this collective. You're gravitating. We have that otter on a shallow level. Yeah, there it is. So you have the shark, which is going deeper, which is truth. Standing in front of your own truth, facing your own truth, facing the truth of life, going deeper. You're navigating on a surface level. Find the courage within. You have the lion as well. The lion is the courageous one. The one that faces any challenge. But with nobility, with ease. Remember, take it easy we also had. Not with aggression. People think that lion is the one that like roars and like, he roars when he has to, but for most part he sits in stillness. He's a leader that leads peace courageously. Right? To find your authentic self, you have a lot of courage within. You would be a very charismatic person, very fiery person, you have a lot of good qualities, but you're using them in the wrong way right now. In the wrong way right now. And there's this otter again, right? Remember what we said in previous part? maybe others are important for you. Maybe it's sort of maybe you love them, you watch them online. Maybe you have one or you've seen one recently, whether that's in real life on social media. Maybe it's your spirit. It's what we said, remember, that joy of life, it's not, it doesn't come from sprinkle on top of all the BS that I haven't dealt with. If you truly want to be joyful in life, he is joyful. He's a joyful card. If you want to be joyful, it doesn't mean that you're going to ignore all the shadow and everything that happened in your life and then pretend that everything is fine because you have a good life and you have friends and you still have, you can travel and enjoy your life. No, true joy comes from healing your heart. From healing your heart and clearing your energy. Only then you can activate that other energy. When you've healed your wounded heart, when you've completely cleared your energy, released your past. Other way it's going to be there. And we have the tarantula and the vulture, very powerful energy. This is a choice. And I remember I've done a reading for this collective. I've mentioned this, your previous reading for sort of a full moon and about the choice. This is that energy. What will you choose? That window of opportunity will be closing for this collective. Are you choosing to stay in denial? You're choosing to do the hard work of looking inwards, of finding that beam within. Clear your energy. Stop trying to bypass things. Vulture is about purging. And this is exactly that energy that I mentioned to you guys. That people are afraid to do shadow work, to purge, right? Because they think that it's an ugly thing to do. Why would we do that? Let's focus on the good things. Let's focus on the joy. Let's forget about it. Let's swipe it under the rug. But it doesn't disappear from underneath the rug. The vulture is the one that does the hard work, that comes in and literally eats those shadows, for breakfast. He's needed. Otherwise, it's just going to be with sprinkles on top. Do you know what I mean? All right. I want to quickly, because it's been a long reading, but I do want to quickly tap into your January energy. That's what I've been doing for the previous collective. So let's tap into your January. What's coming for January for this collective? January. Oh, what's going on here? Judgment. Judgment. Free, that's okay. What do we have? Okay. I was hearing a couple of things with that judgment. Maybe it may be a detail for just few of you, okay? But I was hearing, so I want to say it. Maybe you have if you still are connected to your ex through something legal. Maybe there's like some sort of a hearing or some sort of a activity around court kind of a thing. That's meant to happen in January, but I feel like something will happen in January that will sort of maybe you will have a small win. Maybe something good will happen to you. Maybe something surprising as well, I'm hearing, that will help you feel that you really are somehow supported by the universe. Some sort of a compromise or a resolution will be reached, but I am hearing as well that this will be some sort of a judgment of an awakening, that you will realize that it's you. You will realize, this collective, you will realize that you cannot constantly point fingers. It's like maybe you have been stuck in a pattern for a very long time, stuck in a situation for a very long time, and you will realize that it must be you. Maybe you even have friends or family members who are going through breakup in the same time as you were, and yours, it's like it's the longest, like people moved on and they healed, and you are the one that cannot shake it off, and you start to realize that it must be me then. It's not just, maybe there's something that I'm not seeing the right way, that I'm not conquering the right way, right? I'm hearing this song, I don't know, I take me to church. Maybe you like that song? Are you gonna hear that song as a sign? I feel you're going to really see and feel that you're being granted opportunity to walk through that gate that they've opened for you. There is a little bit of sadness as well in that month of January. There is a little bit of sorrow. Struggling to see the positive things. Maybe you know the good thing will happen, and you it's like you won't still see that it's enough. I want to do another row. I'm also hearing that you may, 10 of Swords. That you may understand that there is some sense of healing and cleanse that comes with pain. That you can choose to spread your wings in pain. There's some sort of the moon. Some sort of an ending that will be challenging, that will be painful. Ace of Wands. There's some sort of a compromise. There's some sort of a resolution that will cause it will be some sort of a win for you, I'm hearing, but it will cause as well as some sort of a sadness and shadow. Maybe you'll have to give up something. It's this compromise that will bring, maybe it's this choice as well, I'm hearing, between peace or walking away with everything. So maybe there is some sort of a conflict. You'll have to give away something that you didn't want to give away and give up on something that you want to give up on. But in reality, it is a gift. It will bring you peace. It will bring you a sense of new beginning. I'm hearing that it may be as well something about money for this collective. You know, sometimes people don't want to accept that going through a breakup with someone that was part of your life, whether that was marriage or a long relationship, it is something that it's costly. We chose this person, we chose to get married, we chose to bind ourselves to this person legally through paperwork, right? So it's something that we have to accept, that we cannot, get out of this as a winner. It's a mindset that you have to change. As long as you learn that lesson, you win. They're opening a door to, they wanting you to learn something, to face your shadows, to teach you humility as well, to teach you humility. I feel there is some sense of a closure. I want 3 more. Some sort of a closure. It's going to be painful. It's going to be quite harsh. But in the end, it will bring peace. 1 more. It will bring peace. 6 of Swords. Exactly. It will bring peace. There is that confusion here as well. I feel you're going to stand in front of a choice. And if you're going to choose humility, and compassion, you will walk towards a gift of a little bit of peace that they want to tell you, that they want to grant you. There's always variety of timelines that we can connect to, the variety of ways that we can do things. But if you really want, I think it's going to be something that will come as a surprise. It will come unexpected. But use your compassion and use your humility in taking that decision in the month of January, and that will put you on the right trajectory. All right, my angels, I hope this was helpful. I love you so incredibly much. I hope you have an amazing end of this year, and I will see you in January. Bye.